But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of my brand new podcast. Today we're going to be talking match week 25 and we are going to be talking about player power in the modern era. So first off, let's start talking about match week 25, in which Manchester United on Sunday beat Leicester City, an early strike from Rashford in the 9th minute, and Manchester United holding on defensively sound. Then Man City with an Aguero hat-trick managing to see off Arsenal, who did bring it back to 1-1 with a 11th minute goal from Koscielny after a 46-second goal from Aguero. He just keeps doing it, doesn't he? Next up, Tottenham Hotspur, 83rd minute goal from Son Heung-min to score to beat Newcastle. And I'll tell you something about Tottenham right now. They have got an injury crisis and they're not in the best predicament. And yes, they might be winning games late, but you know what they say. Whenever you're winning games and playing bad, that's when you know you're a good side. And, you know, as much as some people wouldn't want to admit it, this Tottenham side is a good side. Next up, let's talk about Chelsea. So Chelsea seeing off Huddersfield Town 5-0. So when I was recording my first episode of the podcast, it was 1-0 to Chelsea, I believe. Higuain scoring 2. Grabbed the brace on his first time that he scored. Hazard's grabbing 2 as well. One was a penalty, and David Luiz with a late 86th minute goal for Chelsea to come back strong into February, and they're going to need it throughout this month where they play Liverpool and have to go through against Mulder. Well, I think it was Mulder at least. Crystal Palace 2, Fulham 1, Fulham 0, sorry. A penalty from Milivojevic and Schlupp with a late goal. Everton, of course. Okay, so I spoke about this last podcast. I do think that Wolves will get 7th, and for me that's just confirmed my thoughts with Wolves beating Everton 3-1, who I see as their closest rivals right now. And Cardiff seeing off Bournemouth. So at the time of recording this, so I believe the plane has been found underwater and there has been a body located unidentified at the minute. And I just want to give my best wishes to the family of Emiliano Sala, the Cardiff player who was unfortunately involved in a plane crash and is presumed dead. Anyway, after looking at those results, we've still got today, on the 4th of February, we've still got to watch Liverpool vs West Ham. Could be a slip up there. For some reason, I feel like West Ham might be able to do something. I might be completely off, and you'll probably know by the time this comes out. But I think that they might be able to do something to make the title race very, very, very interesting. So what else have we got? We've got, on Wednesday, we've got Man City vs Everton. Fully expect Man City to win that game. And then, what do we have? We don't really have any big games. I guess the biggest game, oh yeah, we do. We have City vs Chelsea. Very big game in terms of both the title race and the race for top 4, with Chelsea being involved in that and Man City being involved in the latter, or former rather, and Chelsea being involved in the latter. So I really want City to win, even though that pains me as a United fan. I really do want them to win, because we're in a predicament as Manchester United that we need to get top 4, so whatever it takes. Apart from that, I can see all the other Big 6 teams winning. Tottenham playing against Leicester could be a hard one, but they're at home. Well, home of some sorts in Wembley. And yeah, now I'd like to move on to the next topic of this podcast. I'd like to talk about player power. So, player power is something that's very interesting in the modern game. It's something that Jose Mourinho said that was getting out of hand at Manchester United, and a lot of people have accused some of the Man United players and in the past Chelsea players of getting rid of their manager when they didn't like him. So, how much of an influence is player power in the modern game? Well, I think if we look back at, just because I'm a United fan, I know this, but a lot of people know this too. So, back when Jaap Stam was forced out of the United team, back when Roy Keane, one of the greatest leaders ever in a United shirt, was forced out of the United team, and back then we knew the manager was at the top, the manager was on top of the players, and the players respected the manager. And if they didn't, in most occasions, the manager would come out on top, almost all. And I think we're now in a stage in football where the players are becoming just as powerful as the manager, if not even more. So I think when it comes to stuff like, not even just Man United with Jose Mourinho, but Chelsea with Maurizio Sarri, I think that when it comes down to Hazard and, trying to blame Hazard or do something against Hazard, saying that he's not a natural leader, I think that unless Chelsea do get top 4, it's going to backfire, and I can see him getting sacked by the end of the season if the results don't go his way, especially this month. But yeah, apart from that, I'd like to thank you for listening to the podcast, and I'll see you next time.